Well, here we are in April. Believe it or not, there was just a big storm and some snow outside here in Sweden, but we are heading for warmer times. It is a new month. It is time for a channel update. I waited a little bit with this one because I dislike posting channel updates on the 1st of April because I want to be able to say true things in these updates and not have them be interpreted as April Fool's jokes. So here we are anyway, channel update time. This time we're going to talk about some of the stuff that has happened lately impacting both my production and also the fan server. Some look backs at what's happened this last month and the current situation, but for me kind of personally and in the country surrounding the ongoing pandemic. Feels super weird to say that. So just a heads up, because we're going to be talking about the pandemic in this channel update, it's going to in parts be a little bit dark and grim, I guess you could say. My apologies for that. We do need to kind of exist in reality, even though this is a gaming channel. It's just, it's all fun and games, but there are people in the real world behind it, and I want you all to get sort of a true image of what is going on as possible. We're going to talk about the charity Limestream. We're going to talk about some statistics about how the channel is doing. We're going to talk about a new streaming schedule. We're going to talk about changes to perks for supporters. And we're going to talk about what's coming up. Packed channel update this time, I guess, so let's get right into it. Starting with what the heck has been going on this week. Well, I have been fighting the last few days some pretty bad connectivity issues that have impacted the fan server, impacted the bot on Discord, many other things. So they should all be sorted now. They just got sorted like this afternoon. So my apologies to those of you who play on the fan server that's been completely offline. I'm hoping that everything is now sorted. But that also means that I've been put like a day or two behind. I haven't been able to really focus on video production normally while I've been sort of dealing with these things. I did the April Fool's snapshot video and then the 20W14A video, but then all my other time has been sort of figuring out workarounds and whatever for this stuff. Second thing about the past month, Legacy SMP has started. Thank you so much for the support on that. I am super happy to have found a big content creator SMP server. I've been saying for a long time, people always ask me like, would you join Hermitcraft? Would you join this and that? I'm like, yes, I would love to play on an SMP server if it was right. And Legacy really feels right. It's a super great bunch of people. And the content coming out of that place already is stellar. So I'm psyched to be on there. I am convinced that we can make it one of the best content creator servers out there, rivaling any of them past or present. So very happy about all the support for that. We're going to get back to that later in the video as well, what's going to happen on there, how we're adjusting the channel schedule for that. But to the big topic on everybody's mind, I'm sure, the big pandemic, COVID-19, the coronavirus, all of the things. So I'm getting fair numbers of questions on this, both on Twitter and like in streams and stuff. We're basically fully self-isolated, me and the family here. We're like, this is the third week or something like that. I mentioned this in my previous channel update that we were preparing, basically buying supplies and making preparations for being able to isolate at home. So like I understood where this was happening reasonably early, I would say. I was out preparing and getting like my supplies up several weeks before people started like hoarding and buying up all the toilet paper and all the other crazy stuff that people have been doing. Like we bought sane things that store well, and we've managed really well on it. So I'm very grateful that I understood the seriousness of this early. The other aspect of this is my commute used to be a 20-minute drive at most, so it's not like I lost a lot of time to that. But this is actually, in a way, taking more time because we have kiddo at home and she needs help with her schoolwork and such. And so it's actually kind of less efficient for me this way. And also it's like, it sucks to be stuck here and not being able to go out. And that's the second aspect of it, is like my country's reaction to this whole pandemic is atrocious. Like I can't say it any other way. Like Like, it's spreading pretty far now that Sweden has its own unique snowflake approach to this. And it's getting some praise from some places, and it's getting quite harsh criticisms in other places. And regardless of what you think about it, like, just listening to what the people in charge here say, they're just saying a bunch of stuff that we know is false. Like, they were for the longest time claiming that it was not contagious during incubation or when you didn't have symptoms, and all their guidelines was based off of this. And so we had a huge event here, like with, you know, one of the largest arenas packed with people, while other countries were going into lockdown and stuff. It's crazy. Recently, they've been saying, like, hey, you don't need masks at all, not even in hospitals. And I'm like, well, other countries like Austria and even the US is just about to recommend or enforce that you have a mask whenever you're outside of the home. So it's like we're like just saying completely the opposite of everything. And then the other part of this is that the whole strategy here seems to be based off of people being responsible. And people have time and time again proven that they are not responsible. People are still like going out to bars and cafes and like bunching up in big groups. So just like some of these pictures are from the previous weeks, but like some of them are from today when we have if you want to buy alcohol in Sweden, there's a state monopoly on that, and they had a grand opening for some new wines. I mean, just that in and of itself, but that's what they did, so whatever. And here's how people lined up. Like, it's crazy. People are completely ignorant of this, and we're betting our entire population's health on that people are reasonable, but people are not reasonable. And the whole strategy was to protect those who needed protection, so protect the elderly, for instance. But all they did to protect the elderly was say, please don't visit the elderly right now, and then count on people taking responsibility again. But of course, people are not responsible. People like, I want to see my grandma or whatever, so they went to their grandma. So, like, schools are still open, so the kids will all be spreading this like a wildfire. And so, of course, it's now in all of the retirement homes. Like, it's sad, and it's infuriating. Anyway, and personally to me, this is a point of a great amount of stress, because every single person in my family and my extended family is in some form of risk group. And so that was the kind of the dark part about this channel update, but we have other things to talk about, and one related thing is the charity Limestream. So the 4th charity Limestream was supposed to happen this year. 2020 charity Limestream was supposed to happen in the month of March. And that 24-hour stream, it's just kind of the regular format, obviously didn't happen, and it didn't happen because I decided through all of this, where so much time has disappeared off the other stuff, both first because of my accident and then because of this whole pandemic, it's just like it was too much to do good preparations for it. And now that we're in this, like 24 hours of streaming is a pretty big stress on your system, and I really don't feel like I want to do that especially to my immune system in the middle of all of this. So I'd rather not. But I'd also hate to not do anything. So instead, we're going to do a sort of mini charity Limestream. And that's going to happen next weekend, Saturday the 11th. So next weekend, Saturday the 11th of April, we're going to have a half charity Limestream, a sliced Limestream, if you will. It's going to be a 12-hour stream. So we're going to do 12 hours starting at noon GMT and running until midnight GMT. And we're going to change it up, so the charity this time is going to be something benefiting the fight against COVID-19. So I am trying to make sure that I have the systems and everything set up for exactly what that will be. So I'll announce the specific charity when we get a little bit closer to the event. But it's going to be next weekend, 12 hours. We're going to be mostly, I think, streaming off of Legacy SMP, but we might do other things. I haven't fully decided the schedule. We'll probably figure out some fun things to do. But yeah, I did want to do some form of charity Limestream, so that's what we're going to do. Speaking of streaming, there's a new streaming schedule, because I decided when we started Legacy that my 3 streams were not maybe the best. They weren't allocated the best way. and suddenly there were like 4 things I wanted to stream, but I only have 3 stream days. So we ended up with a new streaming schedule. I discussed this on the stream with a bunch of you guys, and we came up with this thing. So the streaming schedule, the times are still the same. We had our summertime switch now, so the hours shifted 1 hour, and the start point is at 6 p.m. GMT, so that's 1800 hours GMT. But it's Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays are streaming days. If you go to Twitch, on the Twitch page and scroll down or check info on the mobile app, you have a little box there with a countdown to the next stream, and that'll show it in your time zone. So that's an easy way to figure it out. But what's on these streams are going to change. So what has happened is we're going to do Saturday streams are going to be Legacy SMP streams. Sundays are still going to be Triple H, Half-Hearted Hardcore, and Tuesdays are going to move from being only fan server to being shared between fan server streams, map making streams, and like map testing, playing with you guys basically. So it'll be kind of the community stream on Tuesdays, and Saturdays Legacy, Sundays Triple H. That's the new schedule. I hope to see you over on the Twitch channel. Speaking of streaming, let's look at some stats from the previous month. And Twitch has been going better than ever. I announced in the previous channel update that Twitch just had its record month ever for the channel, and we beat it this month. It's still going up, still getting more followers, still getting more views on the streams, more simultaneous views than ever. And so we've been talking about Twitch partnership for a while in the streams. So if you don't know what that is, it's basically, so I'm a Twitch affiliate, which means that we have monetization enabled, and like we have subscriptions, and we have emotes, and we have a whole bunch of those things. But partnership is a little like a step above that. And one of the things that partnerships enables is that it guarantees us transcoding in every stream. And I know a bunch of you can't watch the streams without that, so it'd be super good to have that. There are basically 3 requirements for making the limit where you can start applying to partnership. You're not guaranteed to get it, but if you break this limit, then you can apply for partnership. So looking at the path to partner this very moment, 30 days, it's streamed for 25 hours. We streamed for 54.66 hours, no problem. 12 different days, 15 different days, so it's fine. And have an average of 75 viewers, and our average is 57.48 viewers. So we're a little bit off of there, but it's not terribly far off, and it's been going steadily upwards. So if we can hit that, that would be amazing, because that would give even more people the ability to watch it. I know a bunch of you do want to watch, but you can't without transcoding. So does that, go check out Twitch. It's twitch.tv/slicedlime. There's a link to that in the video description of every video. So if you feel like you're missing out on streams, I don't announce all the streams on YouTube anymore because it would be too much. We're doing 3 a week. So please go check that out. Hit the follow button, you'll get notified. It will be appreciated, and I hope you'll enjoy it. YouTube has also been doing much better than it had. Like I mentioned this in the previous channel update as well, that it was like slowing down quite a lot. With the launch of Legacy SMP, it actually took a quite dramatic tick upwards, and it's kind of continued upwards since, maybe not quite as fast, but there's a marked difference in March compared to February. So that is really awesome. On that, I just want to say thank you again for the support, for likes, for comments, for sharing videos, and just for everybody who's come in new. Thank you. Welcome. All right, moving on. Quite the packed channel update today. Supporters. Anybody who is a YouTube channel member, there's a little join button down below. A Twitch subscriber, including a Twitch Prime, a tiered Twitch sub, or a gifted sub, those all count. Or anybody who's a patron over on Patreon. There were 3 perks for this. There's been the perk of access to the fan server. There's the perk of access to the supporter only channel on Discord, and there's been a perk of supporter only Q&A videos. Now, those are still available. They're posted in the Discord, and you can go back and look at them. But what happened was I didn't get enough questions after a while, because obviously I answered a lot of things. So I came up with another new perk, and we started rolling that out, but I wanted to tell everybody a little bit more about what it is. So in my different series, I have You know, I have villagers, I have tools and items, and I have many different things in the game they can name. So either if it's on an anvil, when we're naming armor or tools or something, or it's in a name tag and we name, you know, something, some person, some animal, whatever it may be. And so the thing I came up with is that each supporter, you get to decide a name for one of my series. And then that evolved and people started asking, well, do I get a name for every series or not? So after thinking a bunch, that's what we're gonna do. If you are a supporter, then you get to call a name for a thing in each of my series. So that means that you can decide on a name for something that I do on Legacy SMP, and you can decide on a name for something I do in Triple H, for instance. So if you like that, make sure you figure out if there's a way for you to become a supporter. The way this goes, if more people have suggested names for the same thing, is that higher tier and longer supporters are prioritized. Now, how does this work in practice? Well, mostly it tends to happen during streams. Most of my supporters are Twitch subs, so it very naturally happens there, but also because it's interactive. I make a tool and now I need to name it, then I can ask for it right then and there on the stream. If you don't watch my streams, if you can't, but you're still a supporter and you want to name a thing, just send it to me, tell me in the supporter channel on Discord, and we'll work it in. Whew, that was a lot of stuff. So overall, look ahead. Basically, there's going to be more of the same stuff coming. Snapshot videos are continuing. We're not out of snapshots yet. Triple H series is still going strong through streams, and archives are still happening. Legacy SMP is going to keep going strong as well, even though I'm a little behind right now because of heavy workload and because of the connectivity issues. I'm sorry for the Triple H series being so far behind. I'm doing my best to try to catch up, hoping to catch up a little bit over Easter. We'll see. But anyway, as usual, thank you so much for all the support. I'll leave off with just saying, take care, stay safe in all of this mess. Remember to wash your hands. I'll see you later.